Listen to me. If you are retired, or if you are getting ready to hand in your papers and step into the golden years of your life, you need to protect your money. You have worked 40, maybe 50 years to build your nest egg, and you cannot afford to make careless mistakes with it. Today, we are talking about convenience versus safety. Specifically, we are answering a question that so many of you have been asking me, Susie, what payment apps actually work with my Capital One account? I get it. You want to send money to your grandkids for their birthdays, or maybe you need to split the dinner bill with your friends at the diner, and nobody carries cash anymore. You are being told to download this app and that app, but you are terrified. You are asking yourself, is my money safe? If I connect my hard-earned Capital One savings or checking account to these digital tools, am I opening the door to scammers? Let me ease your mind, but also give you a very serious wake-up call. Yes, Capital One is incredibly tech-friendly. It works beautifully with almost every major payment app out there. But just because you can use them does not mean you should use them without understanding the rules of the road. Let's start with the absolute safest, easiest, and most direct way to send money if you bank with Capital One, Zelle. Now, why do I love Zelle for you? Because you do not need to download a single new app on your phone. You do not need to share your banking passwords with a third-party company. Capital One has Zelle built directly into your existing Capital One mobile app or your online banking website. It is entirely free to use. There are no hidden fees. When you send money via Zelle to your kids or your trusted friends, it moves directly from your Capital One checking account into their bank account, usually in minutes. But here is my warning to you, and I need you to hear me on this. Zelle is like handing someone physical cash. Once you hit send, that money is gone. If you accidentally send $500 to a stranger because you typed in one wrong digit of a phone number, Capital One cannot get that money back for you. The bank will not protect you from your own mistake. So, your actionable takeaway for Zelle: only send money to people you know, love, and trust. Double-check, triple-check the phone number or email address before you authorize the transfer. Better yet, have the person send you a request first, or send a test run of just $1 single to make sure it lands in the right place before you send the rest. Now, what about the other big names? What about Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal? Yes, your Capital One checking account, debit card, and even your Capital One credit cards will link to all three. These apps are incredibly common, especially with the younger generation. If your kids or grandkids tell you, just Venmo me, you absolutely can do that. But you must understand how these apps differ from Zelle. When someone sends you money on Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, that money does not automatically go into your Capital One bank account. It sits in a digital holding tank inside that app. I do not want you leaving your retirement money sitting in a Venmo or Cash App balance. Why? Because those balances are not always protected by FDIC insurance the way your Capital One bank accounts are. If one of those tech companies goes under, your money could be at risk. Furthermore, when you want to move that money from Venmo or Cash App into your Capital One checking account, they will try to trick you. They will offer you an instant transfer to your debit card, but they will charge you a fee, sometimes up to several dollars just to get your own money. Do not pay those fees. Always select the standard transfer. It is 100% free, and the money will safely land in your Capital One account in 1 to 3 business days. Be patient with your money. Do not give away your hard-earned dollars to tech companies just to save a few hours. We also have to talk about credit cards. Many of you have Capital One credit cards, like the Venture or Quicksilver cards, and you might want to use them to send money on PayPal or Venmo. Listen to me, do not do this unless it is an absolute emergency. When you use a credit card to send money to a friend through Venmo or Cash App, those apps charge you a 3% fee right off the top. Think about that. If you send someone $100, you are paying $3 just for the privilege of using your credit card. On top of that, your credit card issuer might treat that transfer as a cash advance, which means they will charge you an even higher interest rate starting the very same day. Keep your credit cards for buying groceries or booking travel, and use your checking account or debit card for sending money to people. Let's address the fear of online shopping and store checkouts. Many of you do not like carrying physical cards or typing your Capital One card number into random websites. You are smart to be cautious. This is where digital wallets come in. Your Capital One cards work seamlessly with Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay. I highly encourage you to set these up on your smartphone. Why? Because they are actually safer than using your physical plastic card. When you tap your phone at the grocery store using Apple Pay or Google Pay, the terminal never actually sees your real Capital One card number. It uses a secure, encrypted token. If the store's database gets hacked later on, your card information is completely safe because the hackers only get a useless digital code, not your actual account numbers. So, what is your plan of action starting today? First, open up your Capital One mobile banking app. Find the Zelle feature. Enroll your phone number or email. This is your primary tool for sending money to family and friends because it keeps everything secure inside the bank's ecosystem. Second, if you do decide to use Venmo or Cash App to stay connected with your grandkids, link them to your Capital One checking account or debit card, not your credit card. And the minute you receive money on those apps, transfer it out of the app and back into your Capital One bank account using the free, standard transfer option. Never let money sit idle in a digital wallet.